Welcome to the CAD test. You're going to be placing two connectors and one rod together to make this final drawing sheet. Most of this you should already know how to do, but I'm going to provide some added demonstration for some of the arches and arcs and things in here, and also how to use the revolve tool, which is going to let you make a cylinder, which is pretty neat. Your parts are going to end up looking like this one. So if you want to rotate this around, you can see it's got a little bit of an arch in the middle here where it connects. And the other piece is the rod, and you've got a little bit of a concave area here for that other section to snap into. When you're all done, you're going to assemble them like this so that one piece can rotate around the shaft. I want you to have them alternating so that they are not flush with each other but perpendicular to each other, like this way. Then you can go ahead and make your drawing sheet so that it looks just like this. You're going to put a life-size scale, so 1:1, and label it with life size, and an assembly scale, which is 3:1, so it's a little bit bigger and easier to see. This is what I'll be checking for your final grade. Alright, so let's get started making these parts. So I'm just going to make a regular part file like always and start a 2D sketch. Now with the connector, we're going to start with this piece first. We're going to start out, it's basically one extrusion, one sketch. So the sketch is going to end up looking just like this. It looks confusing, it looks like a lot of information, but it's pretty simple. And it's pretty straightforward. So there's only one extrusion, one sketch. So it's easier than it looks. If we go back to our drawing sheet, you're going to have a handout with all this stuff on it. And we're basically just going to draw this and then extrude it the depth, which should be 0.25. Let's just make sure that that's on there. Alright, so we're going to start our 2D sketch. I'm going to go from the top view. I'm going to make sure I'm rotated around the right way. I'm going to start to draw this thing. So I'm going to start with the length of it. You could really start anywhere as long as you're starting on the yellow dot. So I'm going to go this way, 0.75. I have to zoom in a little bit. And I hit escape. I'm going to go down this way, 0.0625. I'm going to go to the right, 0.125. Now, I'm going to put a straight line in here to take the place of the arc. Because right now I'm just kind of starting with this upper corner and I'm just going to work my way around the whole box. The arc I'm going to put in later, but for now I just want to put a place marker for that line, and that's 0.1875 for the length. And then I have another short line that is again 0.0625. I'm going to go straight down, the same size as the rod, which is 0.25. And I'm just going to go back and do the same thing over again. 0.0625. Um, 0.1875. You'll notice when I'm typing in this 0.1875, it will change to 0.188. That's okay. It's just rounding. But the number is 0.1875. I'm going to continue going 0.125. I'm going to go down 0.0625, and all this is on the dimensions on the plans. 0.75. Okay, so now I've drawn all the straight lines, and now I just need to fill in my arches. So I can use the arch tool or the circle tool. I'm going to go ahead and use the circle tool. So I'm going to go over here to where my lines are. See this dotted line? I want to drift down until I find the center. See how I get those two dotted lines to the left and then one to the bottom? I'm going to click, and that should give me the center point. I'm going to bring that all the way up to my lines where it turns green. Click again, and now I've got my outside circle. I need the inside circle. So I'm going to go back to that center point, and it's asking me for the size, so I'm going to type in 0.25. And that's my circles. I still have my circle tool on, so to turn that off, I've got to hit escape. There's a couple things missing. There's a little box that goes right here. I'm going to kind of just freehand that in for now and dimension it later. So I'm just going to draw a line. Any old place along here, it doesn't really matter. If I snap it to the top of this circle, that's probably better than not doing it, but I'm going to not do it just on purpose so that you can see how to lock it in later. So I'm just clicking kind of randomly here, and I've got that extra little box now. Now if you look at the plans, this part of the circle stays, the box stays, but this part of the circle and this part of the circle have to be eliminated or erased. So I'm going to do that by using my trim tool, and I'm just going to click there, and they're gone. Now you might start to see what the box is looking like. This line is going to end up being parallel to this little line here and also this little line out here. So if I use the collinear constraint, I can lock those two lines in with each other. Now it's blue. You can do the same thing here at the bottom. Now if you drifted out from the circle here and you drew those lines, that may already be blue. You may not need to do that constraint that I just did. These little constraints are very helpful. But we still have a lot of green lines here. So if we look at our plans, there's a dimension from this line to this line, so we can add that in there. Dimension here to here. And that should be 0.0625. Alright, so that one's blue. Now this one's green, probably because the computer doesn't know how big that circle is. So I'm just going to click there, click out here. It's saying that that circle is 0.19 and a bunch of crazy stuff. That should be a radius of 0.375. Alright, so that got really huge. We want to make sure that that's the right size that's supposed to be, and we want it to be in the right spot. So we're going to have to put in a dimension there. Okay, so this 0.375 dimension is actually wrong. So we want to change that to 0.1875. And that's going to set that arc where it should be. Sorry for that little screw up there. This circle is the same thing as this, so I should be able to make an equal between those two, and that will define this outside circle. Or I could have used the dimension tool to do the same thing. Now, do you remember at the beginning we added these flat lines here instead of an arc or an arch that we should have? So I'm going to go back and delete those lines. And some things may turn green, but that's okay. We can always come back in and fix it. So we're going to put an arch in here. The arch is going to be 0.25. So we want to make sure we're on a 3-point arch. So first click is going to be the one end of the arch. The second click will be the other end of the arch. And the third click we can actually type in what we want it to be. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to draw the arch down, but I'm going to type in 0.25, enter. And that's going to set that perfectly. Click, do the same thing over here, and there we have it. Now we just got to get everything back to being blue. So I'm going to dimension this outside circle. It already has that, so that's okay. We probably, easiest way to do this is to just grab something green and try to move it. Okay, that's not going to move that direction. Perhaps we can move something's got to move. Oh, there we go. Okay, so right now it looks like this line isn't horizontal. So we can fix that up here at the horizontal constraints. Click, and everything's back to blue. Okay, so if you're not sure, float around these constraints and see what the different ones do. Here's a perpendicular, here's a parallel, horizontal, vertical, equal, tangent. All of these do different things. If you hover over them, it will actually show you what to do and how to do it, and give you a little explanation. Okay, so this part should be done. Finish sketch, and we're going to extrude. Just click the profile, and we want to make this 0.25 for our extrusion, and there's the first part.